Look, man, I don't have a whole lot of, tenets, commandments on my show. But one thing, well, technically three things, but it's going to be in one statement. One thing you got from me. And this is through observation, through experience, through all that. There are three things that women hate. Number one, the average man. Number two, paternity tests. And number three, women that are younger than them. Let me repeat that again. There are three things that women hate. Number one, the average man. Number two, paternity tests. Number three, women that are younger than them. And here you have the example of number three. What I want you guys to know, anytime you hear you see women talking about calling guys predators for liking women that are younger than them, it's an insecurity on her part, not on your part. It's an insecurity on her part. That is the ultimate threat to her getting the resources that she needs, is women that are younger than them. Hence the shaming language. Especially like in the black community. Like basically in the black community, if you are over the age of 30 and you date a woman under the age of 30, it don't matter what age. It could be literally 28, 27. They're going to call you a pedophile. Like I've been saying that for years. I remember it was a case, somebody was talking about it, and it was a dude. He was in his 40s, and the girl was the woman was 27, and it was a woman in the comment section talking about, what are you doing with that child? I'm like, she's 27, and you saw it recently with Chris Evans. He decided to marry a 26-year-old, and they're saying she's a child. I'm like, she's 26. But like I said, like I always tell people, that's why Leonardo DiCaprio, he was trolling people when he went out with that 19-year-old, because he said, I've been with a 26-year-old, 25-year-old. You still have problems with that. Shoot, I might as well go younger then. if it's going to be a problem anyways, because it's always going to be a problem for a woman that's younger than them, because that's the ultimate threat. Not somebody that's prettier than them. Not even somebody really that's skinnier or fatter than them. Just somebody that's younger than them. Because the wall is undefeated. Anyway, let's go to this video here. Shout out to the Desirable Truth. Fair use.
What's your age?
19.
29. I like them young.
How does a
So the guy's 29, she's 19.
10-year age gap relationship work?
Perfect age gap for a relationship.
Why?
Well, see, when they're 19, you can train them. You can train them, They're very young, so, you can influence them and train them to be the perfect woman for you.
You feel like that's true?
Yes.
Do you feel like your boyfriend is misogynistic?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with our relationship. It has worked for us. Like, guys my age are not, like, mature enough.
And
now, what she said was interesting. Now, people had a problem with what she said. I don't know if she really believes that herself, but, the guy has her trained, in my opinion. I don't really think she believes that herself, but it doesn't matter. The guy clearly has said, hey, when you out with me, you got to be like this. You know what I mean? And that might not be, his only steady girl, you know what I mean? But he has her trained. And, there's a lot of people that have a problem with the word trained, but I don't see the problem with it, especially like they will literally go to a job at freaking Walmart, and they will literally for working for $10 an hour, and they'll be like, okay, we got to train you to do this. And they'll be like, yes, massa. But you know what I mean? It's like, yo, you have to be like, people might not like it, the word trained, but yes, you have to be trained, because there is a lot of women out here in public walking around untrained. A lot of men walking around untrained, undisciplined, right? But there are a lot of women out here. I mean, just look at the black community. like I said, look at our community. A lot of untrained women, and then they go overseas and end up getting locked up. It's not even just in the community per se. It's always a lot of American women. They always get in trouble overseas. They get kidnapped. They get trafficked the easiest. They get in trouble with the law the easiest. Oh, I want to come back home. Brittany Griner. Like I said, there is a lot of women in America that are untrained. And train is not a bad word. Like you need to be trained to be. But I guess like it's almost like when we say obedience, it's almost like in their mind, it's like we're talking to them like a dog, in their mind, when we talk about submission, obedience, subservience of some sort, even though they do it at their job all the time, but they just, it's a weird, dynamic that men allowed to let run amok. So that's men's fault on that end, but it is what it is.
Would guys your age be able to provide the same things?
And also, when she said guys her age, that's another thing. A lot of the women that talk about that he's a predator and blah, 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 these were the same girls that when they were her age were dating older guys. And when it didn't go their way, oh, he was a predator, meaning they didn't get any favorable money out of the situation. They didn't get a ring out of the situation. It didn't go their way. So it automatically, him, the bad guy, I was abused, And like girls like that, it's same here. Girls like that, they're not going to look for guys her age. They don't want to, like I said, women don't want to build. They just want to move in. But with that, they want everything taken care of for them. But they don't want to be under his command. They just want, just give me the money and just leave me alone. without the obedience, without the submission, it's like, bruh, come on.
Say he provide for you right now?
Of course not.
Why go 19 as opposed to 29 or 35?
She's a young sweetheart. What can I say?
Okay, so what's the latest you want to have kids?
5 years to now, like, yes.
Yeah, biology gives women up to about the age of 27. So I say we got about 8 years in it, So.
What's your age?
So that's what. Oh, okay. So I didn't see this video before. I think that's what got women triggered. In that part with the biology talking about the kids. I will say this, especially if you let me before I pan it to the comment section. Let me put it back to me real quick. Any white women that are listening to this stream, because I've been seeing white women fall for this. When you see black women talking about certain stuff about, oh, I still had kids at older, do not listen. If you are white, if you are a white woman listening to this, do not try to have, like, even though you guys used to do it the right way back in the day, like now I'm seeing white women waiting until their late 30s to start a family and then having to go through IVF treatment. Like, if you are white, you got to get them kids out as soon as you can, because white women be hitting menopause early. White women are deleted. Like they lead everybody in, like, infertility, especially in their 30s. Like, and people don't understand, like, they keep, like, women will just bring up this point. I'll just freeze my eggs. I'm like, do you know how much that costs? Who's going to pay for that? And you wondering why a dude doesn't want an older woman. like I said, if you're like, now, if you're a Spanish girl, a Latina girl, especially from South, I'm talking about a Southern American, Central American, you know what I mean? A Latina girl. Yes, you could get away with having kids later. They're like I said, Latinas are different, Black women used to be the same way, but like Latina girls, you sneeze on them, they get pregnant, even if they're like 40, like in their 40s. But even like when you like, black women used to be the same way, but they be killing their kids anyway. Anyway, when you hear the anomalies talking about, oh, I had a kid at 40 something, or I had a kid in my late 30s, no problem. A lot of the times what they're missing is they had kids prior, and that was like the fifth one, or that was the fourth one at age 38 or 40 something. And that's like the rare ones. And this is the ones they want to latch onto. And it'll be white. It'll be Caucasian women literally latching onto that. And I'm literally looking at that girl. She built like these girls built like twigs, talking about, I'm finna wait until I'm 30, 36 to have a kid. And I believe, first of all, that's just an attempt, to women, on women trying to play God. And on top of that, if you ever watched the show Evil on CBS, where basically there's this fertility treatment clinic that they have under surveillance, where they are altering the eggs, and the eggs are coming out evil and demented human beings. They're able to manipulate the genome to take the empathy thing out. I think they're doing that in real life. I can't prove this, but people wondering, man, why are these kids coming out weird? Why are these kids coming out alphabet community at age 6? Why are these kids they coming out just effed up, or more kids are coming out with cancer and stuff? It's because we're doing this bullshit. Waiting until late 30s to have kids. If you're waiting until late 30s to have kids, you clearly don't want kids. You really should just wrap it up and just like not have kids. If you're waiting until if you don't want to have them in your 20s or your early 20s, when your kid can come out the healthiest, right? You clearly don't want them. It's just an accessory to you. It's just a checklist to you to satisfy the general public. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's what kind of triggered the women in the comment section. There's a lot of black women in the comment section, so they don't understand like because there's a lot of black women that'll have kids in their 30s, no problems. But like I said, like for fertility amongst races are different. So it's different. So let's see the comment section here. He said, this is a predator behavior, dude. Sounds like grooming to me, blah, blah, blah. He trained her not to even process what he's saying is misogynistic. Well, first of all, just the word misogynistic doesn't mean anything anymore. Basically, anything that's misogynistic is anything that doesn't serve the purpose of the divine feminine. And if you don't serve the purpose of the divine feminine, then you're labeled a misogynist, meaning that we don't obey you. He said, everything about this video pissed me off. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. And you see the comment? It says, train him, bro. Train him, bro. You with the woman, not a dog. Nigga is embarrassing himself. Oh, that's a simp ninja. Anyway, simp ninjas are the worst. Anyway, people are so pissed off at the dude. How about the girl? Why doesn't she? People keep talking about why doesn't he go out with women his age? Why don't people ask the woman, why doesn't she go out with dudes her age? Oh, but he needs to have this. Most 19-year-olds are not going to have it together at 19. She wants to be taken. She decided to go the route. I want to be taken care of, and it's all good for her. But he's the predator. I don't know how he's the predator, and she's the one consenting to the relationship. It's the same thing. Like they go off on Marquise Houston, but she wanted the relationship. And I know when they were 19, they was going out with 29-year-olds. Forget 19. We all been in high school, especially us black men. We've seen, like, I'm talking about when I was when I was 8, 9, I used to see girls that was 13, 14 getting picked up by ninjas with trucks, Mustangs, convertible, getting picked up by grown ninjas in cars from school. Talking about, that's my cousin. Oh, that's my friend. Man, stop. And then you're gonna talk about a 19-year-old going out with a 29-year-old. Like it's like the worst thing. Like it's been so ingrained. Like I remember it was a girl talking to me and she said, oh yeah, it was a bit of an age gap. He was 26, I was 21. I'm like, that's like a 5. That's nothing. But like the sisterhood has infected them. Like when you saw the girl that went viral for videotaping the guy talking about she's an underage 21-year-old. That's called feminism indoctrination. I'm an underage 21-year-old. I was like, a what? Y'all know the video I'm talking about. Pharaoh. So Pharaoh. I was like, yo, this girl got issues. Hold on. Let me see. Does she really think older guys are more mature? Wah ha 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 ha. They are mad at the woman they damaged just to damage another woman. Blah, blah, blah. In 5-6 years, she will regret it. That laugh, but carry on. But like I said, it's her choice. And if she gets a marriage out of it, she's gonna be like, oh, I don't have any problems with age gap relationships. It's always the ones that don't have the problem. The girls that don't have the problems with the age gap relationships are the ones that won at the end, meaning they got married out of it. I always ask, okay, so why do you? Oh yeah, I've been married to him ever. Yeah, of course you have no problem with it. You got married. The only time a female is gonna have a problem with it if it doesn't benefit them directly. You see, age is different than mindset. There's just as many 19-year-olds that would spot his bullshit, blah, blah, blah. He said 27 wants to cap that biology gives women to have children. You got to read between lines. First of all, this is a white woman. Second of all, first of all, like I said, white women don't have that long. And then number 2, he's white himself. He understands there's a clock. Like there's a biological clock. It is what it is, Let me see. He feels like that, man. He could bullshit a grown woman. Okay, there's another thing. Let me get. It's always the same thing. He can't handle a grown woman. No man wants to be handling a grown woman. Step aside, you young ladies. A real woman is here. Nobody wants to see that shit. A real woman, right? So that's what he needs to get. Another 29-year-old. If a 29-year-old man gets with a woman his age, he's most likely going to be getting a severely damaged woman. Especially, I'm talking about a woman grown up in an American woman in the States. He's going to get a damaged woman, somebody that's been on the carousel since she was 12 or 13. And no, I'm not exaggerating with that age that I mentioned. Somebody that's been on the carousel since she was in middle school. A lot of women won't tell you this, but they are. Trust me. Trust me, they are. Probably, especially at 29, she probably already has a kids, probably already been married, probably already had long-term relationships after abusive. Like I said, it's whole lot of Hannah Bakers running around here acting like they victims from 13 Reasons Why. It's a whole lot of Hannah Bakers running around here acting like they've been done wrong, where all they've been doing is just chat hunting, just victims of chat hunting. That's all you are. A self victim of chat hunting. A lot of these Hannah Baker ass bitches running around here acting like they victims. That's basically what he's gonna get at 29, a severely damaged woman. So really, somebody his speed would be somebody younger. That's probably have not been that experienced, has not been a ringer, that's not gonna cause chaos in his life. And this is right now, she's playing the role of the agreeable woman, and that's what he wants in his life. It's interesting. We want to say love is love for two men fudge packing or two women munching on carpets. It's no problem. Love is love, but it's always a problem when it's a man with a younger woman. And it doesn't even. It's not even a matter of being 19. If the man was 32, if the man was 39 and the woman was 26, it would have still been a problem. Look at Chris Evans. They think, oh yeah, get the single mom right there. Yeah, that's your speed. Man, stop. Like I said, it's a whole lot of Hannah Bakers running around here. Man, just look at 13 Reasons Why. Anybody that watched the show 13 Reasons Why know what I'm talking about. A thick white girl with a chubby white girl going chat hunting. What could possibly go wrong? A thick, white girl with a big booty going chat hunting. What could possibly go wrong? That's cold blooded, but I'm starting to tell the truth, man. I'm sorry. I'm just telling y'all the truth.